This is Super Yacht News with Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so we've got an update on the bark Europa. This was the sailing ship, the 112-year-old sailing ship that toppled over in the Victoria and Alfred shipyard in South Africa in May this year. Now, the ship was almost completed a dry dock period, and we understand was being moved back to the synchro lift when the vessel toppled over and injured one of the crew members. Now, this ship is 112 years old, as I said. It was built in 1911, which is before the First World War. Ship is still, well, up until recently, was still going strong. Now, the big news on this is who they're bringing in to right the vessel. Now, the person has been appointed to come in and take care of the salvage operation is Nick Sloan. And this is from a source who wishes to remain anonymous, but he says Nick is absolutely the best in the business and his appointment makes perfect sense given that he lives in Cape Town. Now, if you don't know who Nick Sloan is, I will refresh your memory. He was the salvage master who was brought in to salvage the Costa Concordia. I'm sure you've all heard of the Costa Concordia. That was 10 years ago as well, over 10 years ago now as well, which is crazy. But just in case you didn't hear of it, the Concordia struck rocks in Tyrrhenian Sea in 2012. The incident tore a hole in the side of the ship and she sank in shallow waters, killing 32 people. Now, 2 years later, the ship was raised by Mr. Sloan. That was in 2014, and the vessel was towed to Genoa where she was scrapped. So in that, I mean, that was a completely different situation, but it took 2 years to salvage that vessel. Now, he is held in very high regard in Italy, including in Giglio, which is the island where the incident happened with the Concordia. And they said that it's more likely that they would name a street after Nick Sloan than the Concordia. That was the mayor at the time. Now, Mr. Sloan began his career in 1980. And he was working on tugs in South Africa with a salvage company, and he worked his way up through the industry. And now he's got almost 40 years experience in the business. Now, in 2016, he was appointed as the director of the Resolve Marine Group, which is based in Florida, although they have offices all around the world, including in Cape Town, which is where he is situated. Now, another thing that a lot of people have been asking in the comments is, why is it taking so long to right this ship? It's only been a couple of months, by the way. If you go down to the V&A Marina a lot, you will see the ship apparently nothing's happening, and you might think it's taking time, but it's only been a couple of months. And there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. First of all, they need to stabilize the ship so there's no further damage caused from, obviously it's fallen out of its supports, so it's resting on God knows what, and it could get further damage. So first of all, they have to stabilize the vessel. And then the shipyard and the insurance companies will have to carry out investigations, especially the insurance companies, before they pay out any money. Also, there was an injury of one of the crew of the ship. So that will probably require an investigation by the authorities. Once this is completed, an assessment of the ship needs to be carried out, and a plan needs to be made to right the vessel, which will include not wanting to damage the ship any further in that operation, of course. And that all takes time. And if you've ever had to deal with insurance companies, I'm sure you understand how long they take. If you remember last year, the sailing yacht Eleanor E, she was hit by a support vessel in Tarragona Marina. It took the insurance company 3 months just to select a salvage company to come in and take care of the vessel. So we've got a statement from the management of the Europa, and it's as follows. He said, "We are working closely with Resolve Marine, Nick Sloan, a renowned salvage company, to execute the plan effectively in the upcoming month. The plan is to right Europa with the help of a lifting gantry and put the ship back on the transport equipment of the shipyard to transfer Europa back to a repair lane. And the last technical calculations are being processed and the first physical action around the ship can already be seen." It says, "Once Europa is back in a repair lane, we can proceed with required repairs and finish the remaining scheduled maintenance tasks. And the plan is to be back in the water by September. Our goal is to cross the ocean back to South America directly from South Africa by the end of September to start the Antarctica season for 23-24 as planned. And that's from the, like I said, from the ship's management company. If you don't know, the Europa is actually a type of cruise ship. It goes down to Antarctica as well. So they've obviously missed out on a lot of the season has been completely scrapped because of what happened. All right, so we'll move on to our next story. And this is about motor yacht Ragnar. The vessel will be renamed to the letter Q, apparently. I don't think it's anything to do with QAnon, but we mentioned in the previous video, like I said, that the vessel had been sold and the last asking price was 69.5 million euros. The yacht was allegedly owned by former KGB Russian Vladimir Strakovsky, although strenuously denied by the Archon Yachts, who was the management company of the yacht with the previous owner. The yacht was prevented from leaving Norway when locals refused to sell fuel to the yacht. This was after the invasion of Ukraine. Now the new owner, well, according to sources, his name is Roy E. Carroll, the real estate development billionaire American. So now we have two conflicting bits of information. One is that the yacht will be renamed Q Yacht and will be a support vessel for the upcoming yacht, which is in build Admiral Yachts, and that's according to Super Yacht Fan. But a contact who wishes to remain anonymous told us it's likely he will flip this yacht. So he's bought it just to sell it. So yeah, we've got two bits of conflicting information and we're not sure which one is true. So we'll find out in due time, of course. Now, the new yacht that Mr. Carroll is building at Admiral is an 82 meter or 269 foot yacht. As far as the crew of Ragnar goes, I'm sure they'll be happy with an American owner because they're unlikely to be in that situation in Norway again, where they were arrested by the people, you know, by basically refusing to sell them any fuel so they couldn't leave. Okay, so we'll move on to our next story, and these images came in from a subscriber. This is a 60 meter or 196 foot yacht, which was spotted after recent sea trials, brand new yacht. Named Ultra G, she was known as Project Skyfall during the build. This yacht is the first launch in 2023 by Heeson Yachts, who are building the yacht. And once complete, she will have an impressive top speed of 33 knots, which is very impressive indeed. Now, the boat is understood to have been ordered by a Russian owner. Now, we can't confirm this independently, but if that is so under current laws in the Netherlands, the yacht cannot be delivered, regardless of whether the owner is on any sanctions or not. Heeson Yachts have not responded to our emails when we've asked about this. All right, so we'll move on to our next story, and this is about motor yacht Luminosity, spotted in Montenegro, as you can see in these new photographs we've got here. The people who were taking the photographs, we asked them if they've seen any movement, and they said that they haven't seen any movement for some time on board the vessel. The vessel's been laid up there over a year, and all the crew walked off after receiving no pay for months on end. Now, this boat is linked to Andrei Guryev, who is also linked to Alfa Nero in Antigua. Now, the company that looks after the yacht is named Opus Private. We've mentioned them before, and they've allegedly sent out emails saying that former crew will not be getting their final pay that they're owed. Now, we've not seen these emails, however, so we can't confirm that independently. But Opus Private does not respond to our messages. They never have. We've contacted them every time we've done a story about them. Now, the same company has been involved in litigation in Antigua trying to make claims of ownership, or the previous registered owner, because now it's the government of Antigua. Now, those claims have been rejected in the courts there so far. All right, just a couple more things before I go. Got some corrections from the last video. Now, in the last video, we mentioned the yacht Infinity, which is a new build, and we said that the owner was Eric Schmidt. That's actually correct, but we said he was the same person who's buying Alfa Nero in Antigua. However, this is another billionaire called Eric Schmidt, and he's the CEO of Harbor Freight Tools and not the former Google CEO, so it's a different person. And the other mistake we made in the previous video is we said that Utopia, the yacht that saved the two fishermen, was a 49-meter yacht, but she's actually a 62-meter yacht. And the mistake was I got the numbers mixed up between the asking price of that vessel, which was $49 million. She's actually been reduced now to $47.5 million, still for sale. Okay, so one last thing before I go, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/eSysman. You'll find behind the scenes videos not published on YouTube, as well as the Patreon chat series and the Atlantic vlog series. You will get early access to features advert free and ask questions for Patreon only Q&As. And you'll get to watch Patreon only Q&As. We've recently published a Q&A 2 on there also. And also check out our SuperYacht News channel. It's all the goodness of this channel, but reduced down into small bite-sized chunks. So each individual story is chopped up into smaller bits. So if you're in a hurry and you just want to catch them bit by bit, you can do that on the other channel. Type at superyacht-news into YouTube, or there's a link below in the description. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching. If you've got any information about any of the stories or any other stories, please be sure to get in touch. You can get us through the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook Messenger, and you can also get us on Threema. Be sure to like this video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for future notifications. All right, thanks very much, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.